I like the Shibuya art style more than the new one, the Shinjiku Showdown art style. To me personally, it's just better. So I'm gonna redraw a few pages from this new arc in the style of Shibuya, like I did with my Bleach video, where I redrew mostly Thousand Year Blood War in the art style of the first Bleach arc. Substitute Soul Reaper arc, I redrew it in that style. It's gonna be the same thing here, just with Shibuya and Shinjuku Showdown. So yeah, the first page I wanted to redraw is this. In order for me to redraw the art style, I need to examine both art styles and see what's changed and what stayed the same and whatnot. I wouldn't be making this video if everything was the same, so let's just talk about the differences. The Shibuya Incident's art style, you notice that the line work is extremely thick, specifically the outlines. Lines themselves don't always connect. JJK has this very rough style, but the line work on the outlines is still pretty thick. This isn't to say that there's no line variation at all, that's not true. Then the lines do appear in the JJK Shibuya art style. It usually appears within the outlines. Every single time you see thinner lines in the JJK art style, you pretty much just see them within the outlines. Mostly just be around specific body parts and muscle groups defining those shapes. Multiple different strands of hair, it's a little different though. Most of the time we'll see that they're just made out of thinner lines, but sometimes, occasionally, a few strands of hair will be made out of thicker lines. That is not the case for the Shinjuku Showdown art style though. Comparing Shinjuku Showdown's art style to Shibuya, it's like night and day, bro. Shinjuku Showdown's line work is mostly just made out of thinner lines, whether it be the outlines or the inner lines. Of course, I mean thinner compared to Shibuya, not any other manga. Also, their hair has gotten shorter in Shinjuku Showdown. Their hair just looks thinner in Shinjuku Showdown. This isn't the case in Shibuya, like, at all. I'm gonna stop talking about the art styles of each arc for a little and show you the page that I redrew. I think it looks pretty good, pretty identical to Shibuya, but hey, what do you guys think? Tell me what you think in the comments. In Shibuya, the characters were drawn with a lot more sharper and blockier shapes. It's not just their bodies, even their clothing is pretty sharp. Most of the characters' hair will have like sharp ends to them. Deconstruct the JJK characters' bodies and how they're drawn, you'll see a lot of squares. Various other cube-like shapes on their bodies. I think the most famous example of this is the way Gege used to draw their hands in their Shibuya art style. You don't even have to break their hands down into shapes, you can already tell they look like squares. But if you do, what you'll get is a bunch of squares. This time it's pretty much just more blatant than thinking, oh yeah, they look like squares. Now this isn't me saying the hands in Shibuya are just blocky all the time. You will find moments where their hands are drawn with rounder shapes. It's just that most of the time they tend to be constructed and drawn out of sharp angles and squares. And in Shinjuku Showdown, you will find times where the hands look a lot more blocky than round. It's just that most of the time the hands are constructed out of these gentle sloping curves, these round shapes. Well, you could do this with most of their body parts and you will find a cube somewhere. Now this isn't the case for all of the characters. Of course, most of the time the women don't have square shaped asses and titties and shit. Most of the time. Sometimes it will happen. For the most part, they're constructed of like these soft round shapes. The rest of their bodies are still made out of squares, so the squares they're still there, just not on every single body part. Now with that out of the way, I want to show you guys the second page, and it is this. I think this looks like the Shibuya art style. Tell me what you guys think. I think it looks pretty similar. So yeah, back to examining each art style from Gege's JJK. I don't know what that was, but yeah, back to examining the art styles. In Shinjuku Showdown, the characters have a lot more gentle sloping curves to their anatomy. Don't get me wrong, the sharp shapes and the cubes, they're still there, it's just compared to Shibuya, there's a lot more gentle sloping curves and rounded shapes. All you reeling to, some characters' jaws got wider and rounder, like Yuji, for example. Their eyes are also a lot more smaller in Shinjuku Showdown as compared to Shibuya. Now we take a break from explaining the art style to show you another page that I drew. This one has Sukuna in it. Yeah, look at it. Now this one was the fastest one to draw. I just wanted to draw it because it'll pretty much just be a direct comparison from their scenes in Shibuya between Sukuna and Jogo. I get to redraw Sukuna in a Shibuya art style. Yuji Sukuna, why wouldn't I do that? Both art styles are still this rough and sketchy art style. They both still look good. I just prefer the Shibuya art style more than, you know, the Shinjuku Showdown art style of JJK. There's nothing really wrong with that. If you prefer the newer art style, then please tell me why. Who knows, maybe someone might give me an explanation that actually changes my mind or makes me think of the art styles in different ways, I don't know. But yeah, here's the last page that I drew with the honored one on it. We also have Megumi Sukuna on this page, which I tried to make him look like Megumi from Shibuya. Changed his hair a little, changed his face a little, maybe I did a good job, I don't know, you guys tell me. I think I did a good job capturing old Megumi's design. But yeah, here's the comparison. What do you guys think? So yeah, those are all the Jujutsu Kaisen pages I redrew in the Shibuya art style from Shinjuku Showdown. I'm probably gonna redraw more of them and make another video. I'm not sure when that's gonna come out, but eventually I'm sure it'll happen sometime somewhere in the future. But for now, this is all I drew. Yo, if you like this video, please go check out my other videos. I have a lot of those, and I still have that Bleach video which I redrew pages on, just like this one. You can go check that out. But yeah, I think that's it from me. I will see you guys later. Please like and subscribe, and yeah.
Fla fla